G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game where we find out who the king, the true king of the mid-game is. On the east side of the map, in the color yellow, playing as the Delhi Sultanate, we've got Beastie. And on the west side of the map, in the color blue, as the Ottomans. Give you anxiety. These two civilizations peak towards the mid-game, the early game, the mid-game, around that. So what I would expect is that we're going to look to see these two players really hit it off towards the mid to early game. I'm looking forward to it. These two players will be partaking in a little event you may have heard of, Outback Octagon number 2, which will be on, when this video goes live, it'll be on about an hour and a half after that time. So I'll leave a link down in the description to where you can watch the Outback Octagon 2 live. We're going to have some big names playing over there. I think today we've got Marine Lord. I know he's playing. I also know that a certain Snake might be making an appearance once again. You may know him as the Viper. Yes, it's going to be a big game. And of course, I'll leave links down in the description to both of these creators where you can watch them live over on Twitch. But let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about this matchup and about why I'm so excited about this game. This is a game where the Delhi Sultanate really like to spike early. They get a big army out, they get Castle Age, they capture those sacred sites, and then they look to put on the pressure, whether that's with units, whether that's with keeps. There's a lot of options available to the Beast, and today I suspect he's going to be going for something that's probably going to blow GUA's mind. Of course, GUA playing on the Ottomans, a civilization that does very well in the feudal age, but also plays pretty well into the castle age as well. With the nerf of trade, it's not as strong as it once used to be in Imperial. The good old days with Imperial trade are a little bit weaker, and of course their Imperial landmark actually got nerfed recently. For anybody who didn't see, the Seagate Castle rather, did actually get nerfed. So it's trade's not as strong as it once used to be, but GUA going for a very quick age up here. The 10 and 2 opening. So this is, I think this is an English opening that you can actually do. And we see the age up coming through now, about 2 minutes 15, so not a bad timing. Did actually put the house, I guess you could say, in the wrong position, because ideally you'd love to have the twin minaret madrasa right here. I guess he didn't want to stomp the straggler trees. That's one thing to note, and we can see he is going to the straggler tree, so could be looking for something a little bit interesting. And take a look at this. We've already got him moving out to stone now. One thing to note, he didn't go for an early military school. Often we do see players of the Ottoman variety going for that early military school, but GUA not going to be the type to do it. And a third Vil moving out over to gold. Probably going to be looking for that double broad axe wheelbarrow. I wouldn't be surprised if GUA makes a few archers in the feudal age. He is known to do that. Now, over on the other side, I suspect we've got Beastie probably going into the Tower of Victory. We're right on board with him as the age up is about to come through. You can see he's got 4 Vils on gold. Quite a lot of Vils on gold over here. So we'll most likely be moving into the Tower of Victory, and then we'll grab enough gold just for that second scholar. You'll need 130. And then from there, probably look to pull these Vils off. And you can see he's just short of it. 2 gold short of it. He's just going to have to regather. And there we go. He's up now. So he's got that in queue. Oh, he's still going. Okay, this is something new that I have not seen before. Now, let's talk a little bit about how this map is going to unfold, how this game is going to unfold. So, the first thing that we're going to be focusing on is sacred sites early on. So, GUA really needs to try and deny these sacred sites. But at the same time, it's going to be really cautious that there's no walls that go up on those sacred sites, that Beastie doesn't sneak any scholars onto those sacred sites and allow himself to grab those sacred sites for free. GUA wants to do his best to deny that. Now, he's only opened up with a single scout, but look at the sheep difference. Beastie already with 15 sheep here. Compare that over to GUA, who's sitting on 5 sheep. So Beastie definitely doing pretty well, considering it was a single scout opening for both of these guys. So GUA definitely coming up a bit empty-handed, but upgrades coming through for Beastie at the moment. We do see now moving into Piety. Did obviously pick up the second scholar. We can see it right there. It is in the building. And on the other side of the map, we're right on board now as GUA looks to drop down the lumber camp. He's already picked up his wheelbarrow. Actually, he hasn't picked up his wheelbarrow yet. He's a bit late on the wheelbarrow. GUA, where's that wheelbarrow, sir? You're a little bit late on it. And double broadaxe will probably be coming through as well. Let's have a look and see. Expect to see those upgrades through shortly. At least you'd hope that those upgrades are through shortly. He's not actually going to go for the wheelbarrow first. He's actually going to go into a military school first. He's going to spend those resources there. And we'll probably be looking for the wheelbarrow shortly after that. Surely he'll be looking for that, but we'll ride on board with him. We'll jump back over to GUA, because we're gonna check in with Beastie over on the other side of the map, because he's made a third scholar. Look at that. He's gone for a triple scholar, and honestly, I love this. You know, the double scholar was really taking over the meta for quite a bit. I was never really a big fan of it. One of my favorite things to do as the Delhi, stand on all 3 sacred sites at the exact same time as soon as that Sanctity is finished. And we do see the Sanctity is coming through right now. So another 1 minute and 57 seconds. So just shy of, what is that? Oh, God, I'm not very good at maths, but a little bit over 7 minutes is when it should be coming through. Now, you're always going to want to move out those scholars a little bit early. But we do see Beastie going to be going for the blacksmith opening, of course, with a stable. This is pretty standard when going into the Tower of Victory. I suspect he's probably going to be moving into a lot of archers, though. And keep in mind, those archers do get that extra 20% attack speed from the infantry. Now, I guess before we move on any further, I will just give a little bit of a shout out as well. I'm not sure if I've got the right button here. Let me try and see. Boom, there you go. Patreon coming in. If you're interested in any coaching or checking out some coaching, getting some coaching yourself, make sure you check out the Patreon. Link, of course, in the description as always. But look at this, Beastie opening with a barracks, and there's the archery range coming out. So definitely indicating, hey, I'm intending to play a heavy feudal. Get ready for it, GUA. I'm doing your strategy. GUA, of course, infamous for going the 1-1-1. The pioneer of the 1-1-1. 1 stable, 1 archery range, 1 barracks. He loves to do it. Over on the other side of the map, GUA going to be opening up with a stable. And I'm curious what he moves to with the military schools, because normally we see the Sipahi getting played in here, but opening up with oh gosh, I've drawn a blank here. The stable, it's less likely to happen. Let's have a look and see. So he's on double Sipahi. Now the range is getting thrown down, so double range. Both of these players gearing up for that big feudal fight. And now we can also see that he did indeed pick up that wheelbarrow. So a little bit delayed on the wheelbarrow. Went for the military school before the wheelbarrow. First of the Sipahis out. So expect to see these bad boys moving across the map. Beastie, on the other hand, about to have Sanctity through. 20 seconds. He's going to start moving out with a couple of units looking to wall up. Now he's got the 1 scholar sitting inside the barracks. Expect him to pop these bad boys out very, very soon. Get on the move. First of the horsemen now coming out as well. Together with the scout. Now keep in mind, we've already got both of the military schools down for GUA, so he's not going to require any further stone, at least not for the moment. Sipahi going to get caught. Spearman able to make a hit. Archer throwing off a little bit of damage. He's looking for those scholars. He's going to spot it out. Actually, no, he just misses it. But he will see the scholars down to the south side. And this is exactly what Beastie needs to do. And GUA doing a wonderful job of forcing him back inside. He's going to try and get the kill, but not going to be able to find it there. We do see him being forced back now up towards the north side. GUA is going to, or rather, Beastie is going to be making a run for both of these sacred sites. So definitely the correct play from Beastie. I love this. I support it 100%. It is beautiful to see from the Beast. So we'll be looking for an early 2 sacred sites. Definitely going to be finding the first one. Second one probably could be contested. He does have quite a bit of units out here, GUA. We're right on board with him now, as he is once again being chased around by spears on this south side. We see more units heading up towards that north. A little bit slow on the get-go, and it looks like he's gone for a meta opening here for GUA. We can see a lot of units coming out. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, the movement speed has come through, so it is going to be the case. But the wall completely comes up, and with that, a guarantee on that sacred site in the center, up towards the north side. That sacred site is going to be triggered as well. So we've got double sacred threat coming through right now for Beastie. Now remember, there's a nice little timing that the Ottomans can look for to deny this. Early Castle Age is really the best time to hit your stride. The main reason why you go for early Castle Age here is because against the Delhi Sultanate, this has been a matchup where the Ottomans have, I wouldn't necessarily say fallen off, but it definitely feels like the longer that you're fighting against the Ottomans in the feudal age as the Delhi Sultanate, the less likely you're going to win. So I think that the Delhi look to get up to Castle Age quite quickly. I'm suspecting probably around, 14, 15 minutes, somewhere around that, maybe a little bit earlier than that. He needs to get up quickly, though. He can't allow himself to get caught in a feudal fight, because we've seen what happens in that situation. You just are going to get ground down. Even with 3 sacred sites, you will get ground down. So not going to be able to capture that sacred site in the north. Nice little mass starting to build here for GUA. But keep in mind that sacred site to the south is now open. Scholar will go down here. So an expensive loss there for Beastie. But remember, he does have that passive gold coming through. We're right on board with Beastie now on the defense. But it definitely feels, though, in this matchup, the Delhi's got to start thinking about Castle a bit earlier than what they did before, just so that they've got access to those armored units. And then a consequence of that is that the Ottomans look to go up to Castle a bit sooner as well. But it does give them a bit of a nice timing. So I'm curious to see how Beastie's going to look to deal with that, whether he maybe looks to capture sacred sites, threaten a sacred victory. That's always a great option if you can get up to Castle Age before your enemy. Especially if you can capture that 3rd sacred site. Maybe take a nice fight. And speaking of nice fights, look at this. Beastie going to be able to pick off a couple of units here. We see one of the archers going down. So far, it's just been posturing. But now GUA looking to pick a fight as well. Whether he goes for this central sacred site or not, down towards the south side, though, this sacred site still remains open. And GUA actually going to start walling now. Managing to keep both of his hunts safe. This is a nice little spot that he's got. He's going to be careful, though. A couple of walls not actually complete. And now up towards the north side of the map. Take a look at this. We got Beastie beginning to wall up. Well, right on board as he looks to defend. He's got the scout here. So we'll see this incoming army. Attempts to get in onto the sacred site. Keep it safe. Scholar manages to do it, but there's a lot of archers here looking to try and pick it off. We'll head into the cinematic mode as it definitely seems that GUA is intent on causing havoc towards the north side of the map, and you can see the archers trying to find a way in. Scholar just standing on the very edge of the sacred site. He's not going to be able to force it off the sacred site because he can just move down and around to this bottom side. The archers go to the top, then the Scholar moves down. He comes down around the bottom. The Scholar goes to the top, and now that sacred site is taken. So GUA going to be up against two sacred sites here in the... Horsemen come through. He forces them back with the Sipahi. Archer numbers trading off. He's going to be careful of that meta, and we can see that meta still at full health at this point in time. Scholars doing their healing duties on that sacred site, and honestly, at this point, Beastie feels really happy. This is great. The fact that he's picked up this second sacred site this early on, it's amazing. So really well played to him to get this, and I feel like GUA probably could have pushed towards the center, could have neutralized that sacred site. I was about to take our UI off, but I'm going to have to force it off. Oh, Lord, I hope I haven't broke anything. There we go. Get off my screen because it's time for GUA. He's looking to try and cause some havoc over here. Beautiful micro coming in from him, but not really doing a lot of protection on the front. Needs to get these Sipahi in to try and body block. And now we see them coming in for the body block. Much better. The meta also providing that attack speed bonus on the backside. Huge numbers from GUA, but at the same time, no spearman is really what's going to hurt him here. And we can see GUA looking to focus down those spears as they come on through to the back. Not quite enough units to one-shot, and Beastie going to be able to focus them down. So the numbers here starting to look a little bit better for Beastie as they are slowly but steadily building, and GUA starting to struggle. But the numbers... They're switching. They're switching. It's so hard to tell how these fights are going to go. The micro just really makes a huge difference on it. And you can see GUA, of course, no slouch when it comes to the micro. One of the best in the game when it comes to the micro, and manages somehow to break even. I don't really know who that favors, honestly. If you're talking breaking even at this point, probably Beastie, because this gives him a window to go castle because he's taken out a lot of his enemy's army. But we do still see, like, the meta's alive, and if GUA loses this meta, this is going to set him behind really fast. So as long as he keeps this alive, he can always look to call in the Imams as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that meta getting healed up with the Imams. And then maybe look for a Castle Age himself, but does manage to clean up. So I don't know whether there's quite necessarily a window here for Beastie. Let's ride on board with him, though, and have a look. There's the window for Beastie! As I said, there was a window there. The question was whether he went through it, and indeed he went straight through it. And take a look at this. If there was ever a question about the strategy Beastie is going for, let it be known the madman is interested in some stone. And he is going to be looking to secure up these sacred sites. I suspect he may be looking... When you see this many vills on stone, it really tells me, hey, I want to go for a sacred victory. I want to get keeps out. I want to secure these sacred sites, and that's exactly what we see him doing. Also starting to pick up relics as well. He's got the first one on the way in. A couple more of these relics towards the center of the map, but look at this, GUA. Going to find a couple of villagers out here. We'll pick off at least one. An uncharacteristic mistake here from Beastie, not paying attention to his minimap. One vill will definitely go down. Manages to... Is he going to hit the meta? If he hits the meta, he could actually take that out. Doesn't actually do it, though. So the meta lives on. So does the movement speed. And those two sacred sites, both in the center and the north, still remain in the possession of Beastie. So Beastie did the right thing going castle early. One of the biggest mistakes I think you can make in this matchup is staying too long in the feudal age, because you're not going to win that fight. The Ottomans are way too powerful when it comes to that, but the Lancers are out, and with that, it's going to be the death of the meta. And as a result, all of these Sparky are going to slow down a little bit, but all three sacred sites getting picked up now. Relic also going to get taken here. We see it in the center. Also see it... where is that last relic? There's going to be I've seen it somewhere. I know it's somewhere. It's going to be down here. There it is. Getting picked up. So 2 relics so far out of the 5. No Imams on the field. Interesting to note. We don't see any Imams coming out from GUA. So he's really looking to stick to it. Archers move in. He's going to try and get the pick. Will do it. He was really looking to play that a bit dangerously, but the relic does go down. Now, keep in mind, Beastie's got plenty of scholars out on the field. In fact, he's only got 2 out for the moment. So he's going to have to dodge enemy units. Try his best to hold on. Now, keep in mind the knights are going to be moving out here, or rather the lance is going to be moving out here soon. And together with the men-at-arms, it's definitely going to create a bit of pressure on the side of GUA. We're right on board with him because now that the MIA is coming up, I would expect he's going to move into heavy amounts of crossbows, which is the right call for him. The question's going to be what Beastie's follow-up looks like, because he's got a great little... I'm loving the position that he's got here. The fact that he's walled off, he's kept everything safe, he's about to actually chop through. If he chops that tree, oh, he's going to be one away from chopping through. This one here, if this goes down to either of these two, this is going to be open. So he's got to be careful. Beastie doing a little bit of a patrol on the front here. I don't know exactly what's happened there, but Sacred Site not going to be neutralized. We do see the Lancer survives, or rather, kills. Up towards the north, still under attack, and Spearman going to be out here to meet. Age Up comes through. Let's ride on board now with GUA as he looks to put down an additional military school. He's already got 2 down, so that's going to be his 3rd one. I suspect he may have just unlocked a 4th one here, and we start to see upgrades coming through. Horticulture, together with Specialized Pick and, of course, Veterancy for those archers. He's only got 10 out, but the MIA is going to start producing. He's got plenty of siege threat in this game, and obviously that's something Beastie will be aware of. So expect to see a siege workshop coming down from Beastie within the next minute or 2. Look to get that preemptive sprinkled out just to deal with that threat. He will know that his enemy has gone for the MIA. Of course, it is the safest bet, but GUA actually looking to try and take this Sacred Site in the north, but the armored units here are going to be more than enough to push him off the Sacred Site, and immediately Beastie just walls up the Sacred Site and says, hey, I'm threatening a sacred victory here, mate. If you dare challenge me, hey, I'm keeping this. This is mine. Beastie doing a really good job. So GUA has to focus his attention right now, and he needs to pick a single Sacred Site and just focus all attention on that. That's really, really important to try and deny that, because with less than 8 minutes to go, there's actually a real threat now that Beastie goes for a sacred victory. And there's a couple of facets to that. Number one is going to be keeps. It's the most important part of going for any kind of sacred victory. Together with the Compound of the Defender, it's going to reduce the cost of the keeps, and it's going to make just a really solid defense. Needs to bring these units up. There we go. Now we see them moving up, looking to help defend. He's slowly sieging this down, but ideally he's going to have to wait for that Mangonel to come out. That Mangonel is going to offer him a lot of pressure. And we do see the crossbows are making their way out onto the field, but he's only got 2 for the moment. So going to get eaten alive. Numbers here looking pretty good for GUA. Starting to pick up upgrades as well. 7 minutes until that sacred victory, though. And walls up towards the north. Spearman actually going to be able to catch out these villagers. Another Wallalog coming in, but it's just Beastie doing his thing. You know what he's like. Just non-stop, and it looks like... Oh, do we have... We must have had an overchop. Yeah, it looks like there's been an overchop right here. Yeah, this is the consequence of going for those extra little wood lines. Is those extra trees on the edge, is that you may get caught out of position. And Beastie actually doing a pretty good job of just distracting his enemy at this point. And we can see him making a bit of a run around. Got to throw down a wall and get himself out, or otherwise he might be in trouble. And you can see Beastie is moving down towards here. He's got an attack move command as well. These villagers are yet to move. Beastie going to go for another Wallalol, just baiting out the caster as well. And all these vills going to go down. There's no chance that these guys manage to get it up. Oh, but he deletes the wall, tries to get him through, but they're just met by Lancers on the other side. And Beastie cleaning up villagers down on this south side of the base of GUA. That's going to be a great little victory here for Beastie. If these vills had stayed alive, he'd be a really happy camper right now. But we'll be able to clean up these units. The question is going to be how many of them get out alive. I suspect it's probably going to be the Knights that get out alive. Does he have Force March in just yet? Doesn't look like it. No Force March just yet. Going to continue. Yeah, it looks like he's just decided, you know what, we're going to try and commit here. Not a lot of ranged units, so it means those spears are going to do very well. Behind this, though, the upgrade's still yet to come through for both of these players. They're just got their +1s. And the first of the mangoes is rolling off the blocks now. GUA firing down on that front line, and he'll be easily able to turn around now with that added damage from the mangonel. At the same time, a counterattack. Never mind, it's not a counterattack. It's a spearman. It's a spearman doing spearman things. You guys know how they like to play it. So we need to see a rewall come through, but obviously he's lost a lot of tempo with regard to this food economy. It's going to mean that there's less Lancers, less crossbowmen out on the field. And GUA, I mean, at this point, it's hard because now he's got to start challenging those sacred sites. But remember, he never actually took a sacred site of Beastie. So it's been ticking the entire time. We're down to 5 minutes at this point, and it's feeling like, yeah, the tempo is going to start to favor GUA shortly. And remember, it will favor GUA. Probably within the next 5 minutes. The problem's going to be whether it comes too late. And I suspect that's what we may actually see because the keeps are starting to come up. And once the keeps are up, good luck trying to hold on to those sacred sites. And you can see Beastie is absolutely going crazy. The village fortresses are through, and he is looking to take full control of this game. Look at the villager count starting to rise as well, up to 67 villagers. Now, obviously, he's taken out a lot of villagers of his enemy. And here, at this point, the best thing that GUA can do, siege down this palisade wall, stand on the sacred site, and just sack the units. Sack the units, let the sacred victory timer run out. Or rather, you just want to exhaust it. Don't fall back. Don't fall back, GUA. It's a keep. It's okay. It's okay. Just focus the sacred site. Just get it down. It's going to take you 30 seconds. It's going to be fine. That's exactly what he does. But look at this. GUA might be under pressure because all of a sudden... Don't fall back, GUA. Don't you dare do it. He's focusing the Mangonel. He's focusing the Mangonel. Keep the units on the sacred site, GUA. Don't make me coach you through this. And now... Knights are going down. Springald emplacements through. He's got to get units on this sacred site. He's got to try and deal with this. He's got lots of knights. More than enough to take all of this out. He's fine. Just fight it, GUA. Just fight it. You got this. And GUA does look to fight it. He's doing pretty well here. But where are the numbers here? The numbers starting to fall down. Is it the spears? Is it the heals coming through? Is it the war elephant that's managing to hold it on? Is it the pathing that's going all wrong? But GUA's numbers, excuse me, what is happening right now? Somehow, some way... Beastie is holding on to the sacred site with a keep, a men-at-arms, and a heal, and an elephant. A single elephant to save the day. Stampy comes along and says, where's my elephant? There it is. Wow. I've never seen an elephant defend a sacred site like that. That was... What? I could watch that another 4 times and I still would not have a clue what the hell just happened. And now not only is the sacred timer back down to 0 on this sacred site, so he's going to have to come stand on it for 30 seconds, GUA has just lost a huge amount of army. And now there's 4 minutes approaching, which means he's only got 4 minutes to build up a force. And remember, if Beastie's standing on the sacred site will not freeze. So realistically, Beastie could just like park a whole bunch of vills on each sacred site, laugh at his enemy as the timer rings out. And as long as he's got reinforcements there coming before the vill dies, he'll be happy. He'll be very happy. So now, towards the center of the map, GUA gonna start really making mogul moves here. We start to see +2 ranged armor coming through. Looking to survive a little bit longer against those keeps. GUA really getting everything in motion. The siege workshop going to come down. He says, we need trebuchets, but unfortunately the MIA is not going to be quick enough. Honestly, I feel like Trebs are probably the wrong choice. I'd almost be tempted to say Rams are probably the right choice here. Trebs are going to take way too long. Because the thing is, by the time that you make the Treb, like, let's think realistically. A Treb's going to take, what, 40 seconds, 45 seconds to come out? Let's have a look. 30 seconds? Really, for a trebuchet? That's not too bad. 30 seconds. And then it's going to have to walk out to the keep. Probably going to take 30 seconds. So you're talking at least 60 seconds here from the time that you queue up that unit. And you can see right now, he's already struggling. So 60 seconds, you're down to 2 minutes. You're going to have to blast through that. You've got to deal with... Oh my god, look at the numbers now coming out from Beastie. Springald's also coming into play here. Looks like the Mango's just going to get eaten alive. Plenty of archer numbers out here. And the real problem are these war elephants. How do you deal with the elephants? I mean, we often talk about the elephants as being a bit of a meme unit, but BC seems to be utilizing them quite well here. I think the scholars, together with their swiftness, you can see how quickly they are following these units. 1.69. Jeez, they're fast. 1.69 movement speed? That is a very nice amount of movement speed, not to mention the fact that look at those guys go. Only 4 relics taken, so we still don't see that 5th relic picked up just yet, but take a look at this. GUA almost saying, you've angered me. You've angered me. A keep going to be coming down in the defensive line. Does Beastie realize that he might be under threat on the main landmarks? Perhaps that could be what he's thinking. But we do see Springald's looking to try and dish out damage. He's up to 3 Springalds here. Really nice number. Going to be looking to get a Mangonel in here. Greased Axles coming through. 2 minutes until Sacred defeat, or rather Sacred victory. And where is GUA looking to put the pressure on? We see farms going down, another keep on the south side. So many keeps coming up right now. At least 5 keeps. I know about 5 keeps. There could be more. There could be less. Court Architect's going to be coming through as well shortly now for Beastie. Look at the villager count. He's doubled the villager count. It's actually absurd. Look at the villager count. It's insulating him. It's completely insulating. Even if he loses the sacred site, he still wins the economic war. And right now is exactly when GUA's power spike is hitting. This is where GUA is in full stride. He's got 1, 2, 3. He should have a 4th military school down somewhere. We don't see it, so he may have forgotten it. Or maybe he just didn't invest in the military campus. But this is where GUA's power is coming in full swing right now. And Beastie's just fully set up for it. This is absurd how well Beastie is playing on this Delhi Sultanate right now. 1 minute until Sacred victory. Is there even a chance that the GUA's got here? He's going to look to try and focus the top side Sacred site. But even then, Beastie just moves all the vills onto the Sacred site, brings all the reinforcements up, and then GUA's done for. 40 seconds remain. GUA looking to put pressure onto that top side. He's going to... The jig is definitely up. Beastie will see this well and truly in advance, and now begins to move Does he begin to move? Where is... Yeah, now he's moving straight towards that north side. Still dealing with the raids on the way on the back. Knight's going to look to try and break down this wall. He's got 25 seconds. The battering ram needs to get to the front. He's going just straight for the gate. Now, keep in mind, if BC just moves a single villager onto this sacred site, even if GUA stands on the sacred site, it's not going to matter. And he's looking to break through the wall. Okay, all right, okay. He's looking to fight it. Stands on the sacred site. He's got 9 seconds, 8 seconds. There we go. He's paused it. Sacred site is being captured. GUA looking to try and take out this sacred site slowly but steadily. Where are those reinforcements? They're on the way. The elephants are marching in. And now a single scholar going to be moving onto the sacred site, looking to just hold the sacred site. You can see it slowly going through. We're heading into the cinematic mode. 8 seconds remain. The question's going to be whether GUA is going to be able to hold this or not. Slowly but steadily. Needs to pop the vills out. He does pop the vills out. Mangonel's not paying attention. Needs to get these units into position. He does. It looks like they got their textiles through. And slowly he's... Look at the scholars busting through at breakneck speed right now like a king out of a castle. These scholars come to save the day. They land on the sacred sites and the elephants make their way through. Springalds take out the Mangonel, and all the units here for GUA are going to get obliterated by this elephant reinforcement. You didn't think you had the chance of making it in time. Well, my friends, let me tell you about the scholar. Janissary timing, not going to matter here. GUA is getting cleaned up. No siege here to back him up. He's got a couple of lancers looking to try and clear this out, but the sacred site, once again, down to about 20% health. And he's got 8 seconds left on it. It's going to start climbing as soon as these units go down. The last archer. 7, 6, 5 will bring back the UI in. There's not a single unit challenging this. It's going to be a good game. 1 second remains. And then that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's back on the sacred site. He's holding it a little bit longer. The Lance is managing to get on. Don't call it just yet, Drongo. Oh, he stepped off the sacred site. All the sacred sites have been controlled. GUA, unfortunately, unable to take the game right there. But what a beautiful game right there from Beastie. Absolutely marvelous stuff. Those elephants came in clutch, not to mention those scholars. Go check them out. I'll leave links in the description. I'll catch you guys in the octagon. I'll see you there.